You might think you're just stepping into a new month, but something deeper is cracking beneath the surface, and most people won't realize it until their lives start unraveling. This isn't just a vibe, it's a rupture, a fault line opening in real time. While others call it anxiety or restlessness, you know better. The air feels off, familiar things suddenly don't fit. This isn't your imagination, it's an energetic collision. And if you're even a little sensitive, you're not just feeling the shift, you are the shift. What you choose to do next won't just shape your week, it could define who you become for the rest of the year. Tease the forbidden act. There's something you do probably at night, probably when no one's watching, that seems harmless. In fact, it might even feel like a form of self-care, a little ritual to soothe your racing mind, a quiet act to pass time when the world slows down. But during a shift like this, it's not soothing, it's sabotaging. You don't realize it at first. That moment you reach for it, it feels like relief, a flicker of control in the chaos. But slowly, subtly, it drains your energy, distorts your clarity, and opens your field to noise you were never meant to carry. Almost everyone does it. That's the danger. It hides in plain sight, disguised as curiosity, comfort, even spiritual practice. But right now, this one action could unravel the frequency your body is fighting to hold. And if you've been waking up heavy, spiraling through thoughts, or feeling disconnected from yourself for no clear reason, this could be the reason. Here's the thing. I will tell you exactly what it is, but not yet, because the real problem isn't that you're doing it, it's why you're doing it. And before we get to the forbidden act, there's another, even more seductive behavior that looks like healing, but actually traps you in the exact patterns you're trying to break. It wears the mask of spiritual maturity. It calls itself light. But in this moment, it's one of the most dangerous things you can do. You don't need another ritual. You need to see the pattern for what it is. That's the first step out of the fog, and it starts with breaking the illusion that positivity is always powerful. Challenge fake positivity. Right now, more than anything, you need to stop pretending you're fine. Stop trying to float through this shift like it's some gentle retreat. All candles and affirmations. This isn't the season for love and light. It's the season of shadow. And if you're still smiling your way through breakdowns, still posting platitudes while your insides are screaming, you're not healing, you're bypassing. That mask of positivity might get you praise. And if you don't rip it off now, it will suffocate the very transformation you're meant to embody. This energetic rupture isn't looking for your performance. It's demanding your truth. And truth doesn't always look good. It shakes, it cries, it curses, it mourns the versions of you that didn't survive. So if you're feeling heavy, exhausted, raw, good, that's not regression, that's release. You're not being punished, you're being purified. This isn't about staying balanced. It's about letting what's been buried rise to the surface so it can finally stop haunting you in secret. The shame, the thing you haven't said out loud, let it move. Let it roar through your system without trying to dress it up or shrink it down. Because if you keep shoving your discomfort into a corner labeled good vibes only, it will come back harder. And when it does, it won't ask for permission. It will burn through your denial like fire through dry leaves. So let yourself be real. Let the tears come. Let the rage speak. Let the numbness linger until it tells you what it's hiding. That's not failure. It's sacred processing. And the moment you stop trying to look enlightened and start getting hones, that's when the actual shift begins. Reframe bodily symptoms. One of the first instincts people get during an intense shift like this is to cleanse, fast, detox, restrict, as if the body is suddenly the enemy, clogging the flow, blocking the alignment, weighing down the spirit. But here's the truth most spiritual circles skip over. Your body is not in the way. It is the way. And right now, it is doing more for you than any ritual, reading, or retreat ever could. Your body is the filter. the front line, the physical shield catching the impact of unseen energies crashing into your system. While your mind is trying to label what's happening, your body is living it, absorbing, transmuting, and holding it all without a single complaint. So when you cut its fuel in the name of getting lighter, you're not aligning, you're abandoning. And during a portal like this, that kind of abandonment can leave you wide open. Because when the veil thins, like it is now, restriction doesn't equal clarity. It equals vulnerability. It lowers your psychic immunity. It makes you more porous to energies that aren't yours. If you're already feeling shaky, emotionally flooded, overstimulated, or exhausted, this is not the week to starve your system, physically or energetically. You don't need to purify. You need to support. You don't need more discipline. You need more grounding. And let's be honest, how many times has the impulse to get pure really been about trying to disappear, to stop taking up space, to escape the messy, unpredictable weight of being fully human? This shift is spiritual, yes, but it's also biological. Don't reach for transcendence by punishing your vessel. Nourish it, strengthen it, feed it like it's sacred, because it is. What's coming next isn't asking for a hollow version of you. It's asking for the whole you, present, anchored, alive. Disarm mental obsession and the illusion of control right now. Your mind is probably scrambling for answers. It wants to plan, to make sense of the uncertainty, to map out the next steps before anything even unfolds. But here's what no one tells you: this isn't the time to strategize. It's the time to surrender. Because trying to define your path during an energetic upheaval is like sketching blueprints while the building is still being torn down. That pressure in your chest, that urge to fix everything, to control the outcomes, to force clarity, that's not intuition. It's panic dressed up as purpose. The mind hates liminal space, but the soul requires it. This fog urine isn't here to punish you. It's here to blindfold you so your deeper senses can finally wake up. So you stop relying on logic and start listening to what doesn't use words. This portal, the strange, electric in-between of June and July, isn't here to give you the full picture. It's here to strip you of what isn't real, to melt the scaffolding of old timelines so your true foundation can rise. And if you try to force decisions now, you're building from fear, not alignment, that never holds. You don't need a 5-year plan. You don't even need tomorrow's plan. You need space, stillness, permission to not know, because the clarity you're grasping for isn't late, it's waiting for you to stop pretending uncertainty is a problem to fix. When you resist the not knowing, you trap yourself in spirals. When you allow it, you open the door to true direction, not from your mind, but from your field. This isn't a mission, it's a mold. Let yourself shed. Let the silence reshape you. And whatever you do, don't make loud decisions in spiritual fog. Those are always the ones you'll have to undo later. Warn against oversharing spiritual breakthroughs. You felt it, that breakthrough, that sudden clarity, that inner shift that echoed through your bones like a bell finally struck. Maybe something you've been calling in for months just landed, a dream, a decision, a truth. And your first instinct? To share it, to post, to text, to tell someone, anyone, it happened. But right now, that urge is a trap. You're still integrating, still anchoring. The frequency is delicate, barely fused to your field, and if you expose it too soon, you risk bleeding it out before it has a chance to become anything real. Not because people are malicious. Sometimes even well-meaning attention fragments what's still forming. In spiritual terms, this is what's called a ceiling window. You're meant to hold it in the dark for just a little longer. Let it crystallize inside you, in silence. That silence isn't isolation, it's protection. The stillness is what strengthens the signal. If you speak too soon, you dilute the voltage and the transformation that was meant to root in. Your body becomes performance instead of embodiment. Every time you share sacred growth before it's ready, you risk handing it over to someone else's frequency, their projections, their energy, their doubts, and suddenly, what was sacred starts to feel shaky. How many times have you shared something powerful, only to feel it vanish in the echo? That's not in your head. That's energetic leakage. Your light isn't here to be validated. It's here to expand, quietly at first, like roots under soil. So celebrate inwardly. Write it down. Dance with it. Let it live in your body before you make it public. Because the version of you that just bloomed is sacred, and sacred things always grow best in the dark. Protect your field from energy drainers. Every shift exposes you, and this one, the energetic rupture between June and July, doesn't just open your intuition or your gifts. It opens your entire energetic field, like a door flung wide. And when that door is open, every frequency nearby doesn't just brush past you, it enters you. Not metaphorically, literally. And you know exactly who can sense that. The ones who feed off your light without offering their own. The ones who call only when you're finally feeling good. The chaos magnets. The emotional black holes. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or someone you once helped, someone who now drains you instead of lifts you. Energy vampires don't wait for invitations. They wait for access. And this week, they're hungrier than ever. Not because they're evil, but because they feel the shift, the pressure, the thinning veil. But instead of transmuting that energy, they reach, cling, attach. If your boundaries aren't fortified, they'll pull you backward just as you're trying to leap forward. And you can't afford that. This isn't just emotional baggage anymore, it's energetic inheritance. Their spiral becomes your confusion. Their fear becomes your fog. Their stagnation becomes your block. Not every connection is meant to survive your evolution. This isn't about coldness. It's about cleanliness. If someone always leaves you feeling off, drained, anxious, or short-circuited, don't answer the call this week. You can love people without letting them in. Protect your clarity like it's a newborn. Because every time you engage with an energy drainer, you're telling your spirit their comfort matters more than your transformation. That has to stop. The people meant for your next season won't demand access to your energy during your healing. They'll wait, or better yet, they'll be doing their own work too. Let the silence detox your circle. Let your field reset. Fortify your boundaries. This is survival. This is sovereignty. Embrace detachment. There's a trap many empaths, healers, and light workers fall into during shifts like this: the belief that everyone else's pain is your personal mission. Your friend is spiraling, your siblings lost in their own loop. Someone you love is caught in karmic chaos, and your heart aches to step in, to guide, to fix. But this time, you have to back off. This portal isn't asking for your intervention. It's asking for your detachment. Every person is being shown their own mirror. Right now, a sacred feedback loop reflecting their grief, self-sabotage, or collapse. That's their work to do. Your interference, no matter how well-meaning, can disrupt that healing. Unsolicited advice is control disguised as love. Trying to fix someone who didn't ask is spiritual bypassing. Healing is never a group project, it's a contract between soul and source. And sometimes, focusing on saving others is just a sneaky way to avoid sitting with your own discomfort, your own shadows, your own rise. This week, boundaries are fragile, karma is sticky, and emotions are raw. If you inject yourself into someone else's spiral now, you'll absorb their confusion, carry their energy into your field, and wonder why you feel heavy after. You are not their savior, you are their mirror and a frequency holder. Sometimes the most powerful love you can offer is letting someone struggle without rushing in to fix it. If they ask, be intentional, clear, clean. But if they don't, let it be. Their fire is where their alchemy happens. During the shift late at night, when the world falls silent and your body should be resting, You might find yourself wide awake, trapped in a cycle of discomfort that feels impossible to escape. Your chest buzzes with restless energy, your heart races even though you're lying still, and a strange sensation crawls across your skin. You sweat or shiver or sometimes both, caught in a confusing mix of physical symptoms. And then your mind kicks into overdrive, racing through tight, fast loops of thoughts that make it hard to breathe or find calm. What do most people do in these moments? They reach for their phones, hoping to find answers in a Google search. Why do I feel dizzy when I close my eyes? Is this ascension sickness? Am I spiraling out of control? It's natural to seek understanding, but the truth is far simpler and kinder. You're not broken. You're undergoing a profound transition. Your nervous system isn't malfunctioning. It's recalibrating, stretching to hold a higher frequency of light and energy than ever before. This peculiar, electric portal between June and July isn't just a change in calendar dates, it as an energetic rupture that cracks open dormant parts of your being. It's intense, messy, and uncomfortable, but it's not a diagnosis, nor is it a sign something is wrong with you. Instead, it's a powerful signal that something is working deep beneath the surface. Don't let one strange, heavy night convince you that you've lost your way or that a panic episode predicts disaster. Spiritual symptoms can be real and challenging, but often they're upgrades your system needs to survive and evolve. The real danger lies not in what you feel, but in the stories you tell yourself about those feelings. If you convince yourself something is wrong, your body will start to believe it, and what began as a recalibration can spiral into anxiety or despair. This isn't a moment for self-diagnosis or pathologizing your spiritual evolution. Instead, it's a moment to lean into trust and patience. Your body is brilliant. It knows exactly what it's doing. The more you relax into discomfort instead of resisting it, the faster it will pass. As the energy shifts, pressure every hidden emotional bruise. It's tempting to want to clean house in your social and spiritual life. A small disagreement or a moment of discomfort can feel like a sign that someone is toxic or no longer belongs in your circle. This June to July portal is volatile and intense, and it stirs up raw emotions that can blur the lines between genuine intuition and reactive panic. It is easy to confuse irritation with insight and to believe that cutting people off will bring peace. But not every difficult connection is meant to be severed. Some relationships exist to mirror parts of ourselves we haven't yet made peace with. They challenge us, trigger old wounds, and force us to confront what we might prefer to ignore. Quickly ghosting, blocking, or abandoning these connections may seem like relief in the moment, but it doesn't erase the lessons. Instead, it carries the unprocessed energy forward, tightening emotional cords rather than releasing them. True discernment means learning to sit with discomfort, to feel what others bring up in you, and to distinguish between a fleeting emotional reaction and true inner knowing. Making permanent cuts from temporary emotional highs can lead to regret and missed opportunities for growth. Empowerment comes from knowing why you consider letting go and consciously choosing if it is necessary. When the time is right to release someone, it will come with calm clarity, without panic or chaos. Before you hit block or walk away, ask yourself, is this my higher self speaking, or am I avoiding a hard lesson? Remember, boundaries are vital, but they aren't armor to avoid pain. This phase invites you to deepen your emotional resilience by sitting with discomfort and learning from it, rather than escaping it. The growth that comes from this kind of intentional, mindful discernment will serve you far beyond this transitional portal. Mental theater, letting go of imagined arguments. If you're familiar with restless nights, you know the trap well. Your mind becomes a stage for endless reruns of imagined conversations and arguments. Maybe it's someone from your past, a recent text, or a conversation you never had. You replay every word, defend yourself, rewrite endings, and try desperately to find closure or a better outcome. During this intense June to July portal, your mind magnifies thoughts and drags old emotional dynamics to the surface. This can spiral into a full-blown mental production built from fear, insecurity, and unresolved wounds. Your mind tricks you into rehearsing battles you've already won, delaying the peace and clarity that's ready to arrive. This distraction not only exhausts you, but clouds your intuition and keeps you disconnected from the present moment. The energy of this transition needs you fully present, not trapped in the past or in mental what-ifs. Let go of the inner debate and return to the now. This is the moment to practice radical presence, to ground yourself in your body and breath, and to allow mental noise to settle. What's coming next requires your full attention and clarity, not your past defenses or recycled arguments. When you can release these mental loops, you'll find space for new insight and calm to emerge naturally. Navigating energetic shifts like this isn't easy. It takes courage, patience, and an open heart. Your journey matters. Sharing your experiences or reflections in the comments below can create a community of support. These energetic transitions are not battles to be won, but invitations to transform and grow into the fullest versions of ourselves. Until next time, take good care of yourself, trust the process, honor your truth, and know that every moment of discomfort is a seed of transformation in bloom.